Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Anasa. Let's start with meditation. Take your attention inside to the tip of your tailbone and extend it all the way down to union with Divine Mother Earth. And take your time using your breath to inhabit this energy center, feeling for the stillness between the breaths. When you feel a sense of peace and balance in this energy center, or whatever it is, that feels like a positive to you. Allow your energy to move up to the center below your belly button, breathing into that center. Gently moving your attention up to the solar plexus. And this is the center of old trauma. Breathe into it, allowing the light to enter. And take your time to allow it to release whatever toxicity is sitting there. Mm. As we pay attention to these energy centers, they begin to inform us about our particular state in a given moment. And with patience, they become reliable indicators about where we're blocked within ourselves in a given moment. Allowing your attention to rise up to the heart center. Taking your attention to the throat center. When you're ready, take your attention to your third eye. And as the energy center at the top of your head opens, completely participate in the energetic field of your awareness. As you're ready, holding to this energetic center and field, gently open your eyes, allowing yourself to be two places at once, maybe nowhere at all. Good morning. How is everybody? Mm. How may we serve this morning? We're not hearing you, Nancy. Sorry, you're on mute.
Here we go. I
There
touched
you
this.
are.
I touched the screen and it flipped to another where it's showing all the squares with everyone. So hello. I thought I was off somewhere else. It's great to be here. I just have a report. Friday I went and saw Leo Ho, and she did a treatment.
Know her well.
Yeah, I know you do. I hadn't had a treatment with her for maybe 4 or 5 years, and I was talking with Andrew, and I was like, wow, I should see her. Perfect time, because more than a year ago, with my surgery and all. So it was very good, and she asked about you folks, and I said you were doing well and that you're doing this meditation I've been following for a few years. And she scanned my body in the beginning, and she said that actually doing the work with you has made quite a difference in my body, in my energy. And
Oh,
yeah, and um, that I wasn't in too bad a shape, but I definitely needed some work. And so we did 80 minutes, and she scanned all the areas and worked with my spleen and liver. And I this time around must be some changes in me or whatever for whatever reason. She was very gentle in the work she did with me.
well,
Um,
she was able to read the sensitivity of your field.
yes, she certainly can do that.
Yes. Well, not everybody can,
No,
and sensitives really suffer when they go to people who aren't sensitive.
yes. So, and
That's not news to you, I know.
well, it was kind of wonderful to have that feedback, being that I'd worked with you and so she just was working, and I had a lot of blocks and stuff from she saw traumas from childhood, um, and and just just very gently, and then near the end she just went pow. Just I don't know if she set a stick of dynamite in there or whatever, but so I'm to do this exercise in the morning before 11, to some numbers and breathing on my spleen and kidney. And I've been actually quite detoxing the past couple days.
Wonderful.
So I thought I'd share that with you because it was pretty.
No, I'm so happy to hear this because it's exactly what you need. And you
Yeah,
need to detox in a way that is completely energetic. Anything physical will be way too strong for you.
right.
And
Yeah.
so, she's a master of that.
Oh, yes, she learned from her grandfather, her and her brother,
Yeah.
and at a young age.
Yeah.
He
I
was a treasure in that area.
yes, she is an energetic treasure.
Yes, and her grandfather was a treasure with his knowledge, and
Yes.
so
And he really gave it all to her. Her brother is fine, but he's not as strong as she is.
uh-huh.
And
I did
so
not know that.
she's the one who really embodies the teaching. Yeah, I studied with both of them. And he's
Yes.
he's very sweet, very nice,
Uh-huh.
and very profound in his own practice. But she's the one who's got that stick of dynamite.
Oh,
Yeah, oh,
wow. I
yeah.
mean, she did all kinds of singing, that I
Yes.
hadn't heard before, that was just really profound. So we caught up, and it was great to talk about you and Andrew, and she's very happy. She thought you had moved maybe to the coast, but
No.
I
Yeah,
said no.
a lot of people did, but nope.
No, they're around, and so that was kind of nice to see the change in me, that you being with you, yeah, and with the group.
Yeah, well, that's actually a profound compliment from her. She's somebody I respect totally.
Oh,
And
yeah,
yeah, I'm so grateful to hear that.
yeah, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
I had studied with her as well at some time around the same time you were, for just a while, but so anyway, glad to be here this morning, and
Oh,
nice to see
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, that
Thank you.
I'm so grateful for that report. Thank you.
Oh, good, good.
Mhm. Hmm. Hmm. So one of the things during this time of increasing stress on the people in our environment, whether we are experiencing it or not, it is in the atmosphere of our country. And so the way to deal with this stress and distress is to detox ourselves energetically by running white light quite consciously several times a day. And we can think of it as, a preparation for taking in food, actually, so that before we eat, we cleanse ourselves energetically so that we can actually absorb the food we're taking in, because the very tensions of the environment are creating a stress on our nervous system, our central nervous system. And so it needs to be calmed and detoxed regularly throughout the day. This is not a time when we can, uh, uh, without this continuing cleansing, we will be building up toxins in our central nervous system, because there's so much intensity of fear in the environment. Because people, when they don't understand what's going on, they go to fear. And it's very difficult to understand what's going on if you're watching the politics of the moment. And all we know is that it's not good what's happening, and that they will take all the money and run. And and so just breathing through our own fear of what that will create in our lives, and allowing that this is a very creative time to be alive. The creative energy, when we can magnetize the white light and utilize the toxicity for our own growth, we have the opportunity to completely rise above everything. Because the power of the energy in the environment is so intense that releasing ourselves to participate and internalize it as growing fuel rather than destructive energy, the potential for us to really rise above it and come into our strength becomes magnetized. So, as we've said before, it's very important that we understand that the fear in the environment is so great that we must detoxify fear in ourselves several times a day. Just it may not have anything to do with what we're feeling or what's appropriate to our lives. It is very much a part of the environment. And in a way that this country as a people has not felt for probably since the Great Depression. So it's not a part of our central nervous system, except that it's coming in. And just understanding that the idea of sending white light out every pore of our body is an excellent practice. Because in sending that white light, we are clearing every pore of any kind of receptivity for darkness. We are sending out light instead. So we're literally becoming Vajrasattva, the light being. It purifies everything. So we take in the light from the top of our head and we exhale it out into the world through every pore of our body. And you can feel immediately the power of that practice. And we instantly become white light. And the rainbow light comes as we master all of the energies in ourselves. Has nothing to do with anybody else. As we master anger, fear, fear, fear is the basis of anger. Shame is the darkest one that pulls us down. Blame, all of them are part of the same darkness. And in accepting these inevitable feelings within ourselves and not expecting them to go away or being surprised when they appear, we gently master them. And I say gently because otherwise they become sticks of dynamite in us, waiting to go off at the most inopportune times. But in allowing, embracing, and releasing, we more and more become that white light. And another practice to do is to visualize the union with all the other white lights on this planet as we are lifting everything and everyone up with this union. There is no publicity about the massive amounts of people who are doing these practices. But as you feel into it, there is a global movement towards self-awareness, self-realization, whatever words you want to put on it. It's very powerful. And there is not a country in the world where people are not practicing. Let's say every country in the world has people practicing. That was too many negatives. That was like a triple negative, that sentence. Everywhere people are doing this. And some places they've been doing it for centuries, and some places they've been doing it for weeks. But it's the antidote to all of it. And it is the path up and out. And so what we see, we want to reflect this to you, everyone on this call, is that you are strong in your practice and awareness. And that strength creates a foundation in the field around you, which serves the whole. So don't minimize your own value in this process. It's important to realize that you and what you're doing is really, really important. And even if we fail a million times in every day, there are many times when we're not failing, and that adds up. And, even the idea of failure is irrelevant here because the understanding for 1 minute that we are white light changes everything. So celebrate the moments we remember and the moments we don't, because they make us remember more. And we're on an upward spiral. Oh. So they're showing me that what's happening is not local. This is a planetary, this is a global shift we're participating in. And it's a we're not the only country with the same astrology as the Revolutionary War. And so there is this global shift that is happening as the planet comes into awareness and brings humanity into that same awareness, as the polarities are shifting with our poles, and the earth herself is reorganizing with the changing weather patterns extremely. The entire system is changing to promote the speeding up of our evolution. So if we interpret everything that happens as the speeding up of our internal evolution to be one in union with the entirety of the life that we are part of, it changes our perspective dramatically, because things are speeding up for our benefit, not to our detriment. So the great possibility is to allow ourselves to perceive ourselves as part of this change, and to welcome the integration that is coming with the wholeness of, the oneness. We are moving into fifth dimension, whether we're ready or not. Let's just say it that way. And so when we understand that that's what's happening, that the union of humanity with divinity is speeding up, then what we are allowing is in ourselves is the expansion into awareness beyond language and beauty beyond imagination. And if we hold to it as that, what is that which is happening? And understand it that is the most positive experience that is available to any human being, and that's where we're going, which is the truth of the matter, then what we're doing between now and then is welcoming that in ourselves with every breath, welcoming our willingness and capacity to experience the moment by moment expansion that is available to us, and cultivating the curiosity and awe that we were born with as the changes unfold within and around us. Allowing ourselves to go to fear, and then with our breath, reeling it in to curiosity. Knowing that every emotion will come up and all parts are welcome. Nothing is to be pushed or pressed in any way. All those pressed words will come up, but they're what was done to us, but not what we need to do to ourselves anymore. We allow our curiosity to engage. And our field of awareness to expand beyond what we're accustomed to. And our meditation becomes an allowing of that expansion. And understand that we will be shown exactly what is appropriate in every moment. That will not come from the outside of us. We must feel it from the inside. And each one of us becomes a vortex of white light that participates in the whole, from our pores to all the breathing spaces in the multiverse. It's an amazing time. The Revolutionary War happened in the material. This is not a material revolution. This is a spiritual evolution. And it's what's required for us to be able to participate in life. We'll end the sentence there. And our minds can't grasp it, so don't try. It's too intense for that. Our minds can't do it. Just allow that intensity, breathe into that intensity, and allow it to release and expand. And then our minds can get off that. They're showing cogs. And our minds don't really work like cogs unless we have rigid thoughts. And so we allow the cogs to dissolve, and then this flow comes in that is completely uncontainable. And we become uncontainable because this container, this body container, is not what our life is about. It's secondary to the life itself, which is what we are cultivating the experience of as it expands. And we have a whole different capacity as spiritual beings with a physical body on this planet, but in touch with the unimaginable. And the key word is unimaginable. And when you try to wrap your mind around unimaginable, that gives you the idea of how to let go. And we're letting go into that magic, mystery, and miracle that is the source of everything. Never more precious than in this moment. Never more necessary than in this moment. And never more available than in this moment. It's as though the limitation of the information, the artificial information that has been called artificial intelligence, it's limited by its very rationality. And so it's like the pharmaceutical industry on steroids. Pharmaceuticals can only be patented if they're not found in nature. Artificial information is the same, it's artificial. It's not based in reality, and it's certainly not based in ultimate reality. And so it will involute on itself because it's incapable of self-reflection. But it may leave us in the opposite of an information age for some time. It's unpredictable. We're going to take that back because we don't make predictions. That was Rebecca following a train. We don't make predictions because human free will is unpredictable. And the true intelligence of the generations behind us and their ability to assimilate information and use it to the benefit of humanity is beyond our particular imagination because they're just built differently than we are. We get to enjoy the ride from our perspective, and what we have to offer is this expansion into awe and curiosity and appreciation and the fact that we've been practicing for decades, all of us. We welcome your questions.
Um,
Mhm.
what you just brought up about the next generation rings really true for me. Our son-in-law, ex-son-in-law, has suggested that we become available to be counselors to the grandchildren because they've been finding that the counselors, even though they're good, as good as they can find, um, haven't been satisfying to the kids. And um, our son-in-law says that we have been such good counsel to him, well, since he was 14, and now he's 54. So a long time we've been in connection with him. And I was realizing when he said that, I'm open. I will listen carefully to the clues, the guidance. But the kids are definitely, as you say, different. Um, so it's kind of a wonderful uh, opportunity to be connected and involved with that. There are steps that will probably need to occur before that happens. And but it is opening up. So anyway, being in that position of finally maybe being able to be grandparents to the
Well,
kids.
we suggest a deal you make with the kids, and that is that you will share everything you know with them if they will share everything they know about how their phones and computers work.
That
And
was part
this,
of the deal. I was the next time that I met, which is next weekend, with both of them, maybe, but one of them for sure. I was going to bring the phone and ask her to teach me because I think I can understand it better if she teaches me than if my daughter-in-law teaches me.
absolutely. And we're just going to give you one insight about how to learn that. And when she teaches you, she has to tell you what to do. She has to guide you through the steps, not do them for you, because they do it so fast you can never remember. So,
Right. I was going to
so
ask her to just teach me like I was a baby, like, you
yeah,
know, I am.
but she has no idea what a baby is or how a baby
I
learns.
think she knows
You
what an
do.
ignorant young person is.
Yes. Yeah, but she won't be able to imagine your level of incompetence because it's as though she's
This is
always.
absolutely true.
And so here's what we're going to say. One of you write everything down while the other one does it. And that way you will have a record so you can practice. And have them start at the very beginning, like how you turn your phone off and on.
Right. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, we know. So they will find that giggly. They can't imagine that anybody couldn't know that.
I think they'll be amused, but okay with it.
Yeah. And get them to teach you how to take a picture, how to take a picture of your phone, of the screen on your phone, how to do all the things that you can't even imagine that you can do.
Well, I'm going to start small with how to text them.
Yes, that's good. That's good. This is a great deal. You will learn so much about each other so quickly. It will be amazing.
I needed a first step because I don't know them. It's kind of like I know them and they know me from way back
From
when,
before time.
from the before time. And but there's this whole gap where they completely evolved, into who they are now. And so there was a gap, and I wanted to find a way to bridge that gap in a very simple um, activity.
Food.
Just talking to them isn't quite it. I mean, I love that, but
Right.
it was there. I found a project. Uh, Can I just run it by you for a minute?
Sure.
In I've been doing the death cleaning, the Swedish death cleaning, and came across clothing that we had stored for their mom for some reason from when she was their age. Okay, so I had to toss out a lot of mouse chewed on things, but there's tons of this unbelievably fashionable clothing that is her size. And so I went through them all, washed them all. There was loads of wash, bagged them and labeled the bags and hauled it into town. And we were about to have a fashion show. Okay, so that to me was a way to bring reality to our relationship, not just intellectual about it. And um and it was cut short. uh I think I mentioned it last time that uh the project was cut short. We had to come home in a hurry, and I didn't get to go complete it. And anyway, so we're going to try it again this weekend, and I'm going to bring the phone and see um where it goes from there.
Great. And if you just concentrate on them teaching you how to text them, that,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's the whole point.
good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So excited for you.
Thank you. It really helped to get centered every step of the way so that my enthusiasm didn't go too far, or my disappointment didn't go too far. I talked about the disappointment, to just stay open and balanced and willing,
Amazing. That's all we have to say. Amazing. Delighted. I mean, the reports today are just so gratifying. Mm. Mm. Well, we just got our 20-minute warning. Let's sit some more unless there's something. We're happy to speak, but also happy to sit in that which is real. Mm. We're so, so grateful for your presence, as always. So grateful for your participation. What a great gift we have in Anasa. So let's be together for a few minutes in the quiet. Thank you so much for coming today. We have so much enjoyed being with you. So
May I just
happy.
say one, may I just
Please.
say one more thing?
Yes.
Thank you so much for the good news about the opportunity for humanity's evolution. Um, I had been wondering how that would come about, and I, of course, don't know how that's going to come about, but it looked like it was going to take a way more time than I have. And anyway, so thank you for the good news. I'll be just waiting to hear more about that or feel more about that.
Well, we'll just say one more thing that we've been saying every week, and that is that we have to see what we don't want to choose what we do. But in another way,
Say that
humanity,
again.
we have to see what we don't want. Humanity as a whole has to see what they don't want to choose what they do want. But what they haven't been able to see is what they do want. And that's what fifth dimensional awareness is offering. And as that begins to explode through us, and not just us personally, but us in the greater whole, the people who are cultivating this expansive awareness, there will be an explosion of that awareness, and it will encompass the whole. And all of this kerfuffle is just the beginning of that change.
Good to know. That's
Yes,
really good to know. Thank
yes.
you.
So much love to you all. Till next week.